G'day Gorgeous. I so appreciate you tuning in today to the podcast that empowers women for business lifestyle success. And if you are brand new to this podcast, then a huge welcome. I do appreciate you being here. Today's question, it's a hot question from one of our ladies inside our select community. Her name is Rebecca. She asks, Amanda Jane, I want to start a brand new business, but where do I begin? It is a great topic and I can't wait to delve into it today. This G'day Gorgeous podcast is where you're going to get real, raw, relatable stories, answers, insights, and proven success strategies that will help you overcome your frustrations and create a successful business lifestyle that you will absolutely love living. I'm Amanda Jane Clarkson. I am a best-selling author, an inspirational speaker, an entrepreneur, and a certified DiMartini method facilitator, and a world-leading business lifestyle coach for women who want to fast-track their results. And to find out how I can guide you and support you on your journey, then pop over to my website, www.gdaygorgeous.com, or simply click the link below in the show notes today. Be sure to have your journal. You are going to need your journal because I'm going to give you some great tips and advice today, and a cup of tea because as you can see, I am sailing around. I'm on a boat right now. We are up heading towards the Whitsundays in the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. So welcome, enjoy today's podcast. Good morning, gorgeous butterflies. Welcome to today's podcast. I will give you a moment to jump on and hopefully you'll join me from the Great Keppel Islands of Australia. Business, we're talking business, money, success, lifestyle, my favorite subject. We have a lot to get through today, so I'm not going to muck around and wait for everyone to jump on. I will just allow people to jump on as they tune in. It is fabulous to see you all. As you can see, we are docked. Right now we are docked in Roslyn Bay, just outside the wall of the Great Keppel Islands. Just while we fuel up, get a few bits and pieces, fix a few things that have gone haywire on the boat, and get back out sailing in the morning. So I wanted to take this opportunity. It's just stunning here, really beautiful. So wherever you are in the world, welcome to the podcast that empowers women for business lifestyle success. So I'm going to jump straight into it, ladies. You will absolutely need your journal today because I'm going to delve into the 5 powerful foolproof steps to think about, work through before you jump into any business. And this is where I see most people go wrong. I've done it myself countless times, so this is not to judge anyone or point the finger, but I wish I'd had this guidance before I'd started many of my 14 different businesses along the way. Give me a thumbs up or a love heart if you are interested in business lifestyle success. I'm really turning the pages now. I'm going to jump deeper into business and money and strategies in these next coming podcasts because I know that is a burning desire for most of you on this show. Yeah, look at all these love hearts. Bring on the success. Now, I want to get into the 5 steps that you need to consider. Step number 1, write this out. Your big chief aim and your declaration. What is a chief aim and what is a declaration? All these love hearts, I love them. This is what you want and why you want to start and grow a successful business. Now, when most people think about starting a business, they've got a one-track mind. I want to start a business, I want instant gratification, and I want to make the most amount of money that I can in the shortest time possible. Now, I've been there myself. But there's a lot more to think about when you are starting a business of any sort. There is so many layers to consider because your business is you and your business is your lifestyle. And so when I talk about your big chief aim of what you want to achieve, why you want to achieve it, I like to think about all areas of life, because I can guarantee it, and you would know, most of you who are in business, give me a sign, thumbs up or love heart, if you have a business or you want to start a successful business. Of any sort. That's whether you're an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur, that we will talk about in a moment, as some of you are. For instance, my sister is an intrapreneur within my business. Well, that's most of you in there, isn't it now? Because it does affect, and wouldn't you agree that it affects every single area of your life? So what you want and why you want it in the 7 areas. How is it going to affect your love life, your personal relationships with your family, your friends, your work colleagues, the money that you want to attract into your life, the vocation. Now, the vocation is the vehicle, the career, or the job that is going to get you the success that you want to achieve, the personal growth that will come from it, and the happiness that is the end game. But I don't see happiness as an end game. For me, I say lifestyle is not a reward. Lifestyle is a way of business. So as you can see, I'm going to be talking fast on this podcast. And if you're brand new to this podcast outside of my select community, please take down these golden nuggets and pop yourself in my shoes, pop yourself in the stories that I share with you, and really open your mind to new ideas and a new way of thinking to fast track your success in business lifestyle. So here's the thing. Without knowing your why you were beginning this journey in the first place, and you will, because the thing is, you're going to fall over dozens of times, because life is not one side. You're going to have positives and negatives, ups and downs, turmoil, peace and calm along this business journey. And without your why, you will probably quit well before you even really got momentum going. And so you want to attach your why to your things that are highest on your values: your kids, your family, your future, your charity work, your health, your lifestyle. Why are you doing this? Most people really begin a business because they think they want to make the money, but they haven't really thought through the deeper underlying reason why. What is the bigger cause outside of instant gratification? Because that is the real reason that you will stand up, brush the dirt off and keep going. I myself have failed, they're not really failures, but failed, or experienced 14 different businesses, countless times facing the dirt, countless times asking myself, why am I doing this? What is the friggin' point? I may as well just quit, give up, and just live a mediocrity life. But my cause in my mind is bigger than the problems that I have. And that is your why. Your reason why must be bigger than your immediate gratification. Please write that down. Because if you just want to make enough money to get by, you will always have to live the lifestyle of just scraping by. For me, for instance, I have a bigger cause or a bigger mission to inspire the next generation, you guys here, and then your children, the next generation, to impact lives of millions of women around the world, to empower them to go out and create a business lifestyle success in whatever way that works for them. So what is your why? Now, a declaration, by the way, is different than an affirmation. Some of you have heard me speak about this before. An affirmation are just quotes, mostly not made up by you. They're usually from other philosophers or other people that write them, that you talk about every day. You might say them every day, but they're not really yours. A declaration is a written declaration of a proper plan of action that you plan on acting upon each and every day. So a declaration is a promise to yourself. Write that down. I promise to myself, this is what I want and this is why I want it. And so whenever you want to quit, you will look at that document or that declaration and say, hey, I promise my kids this, that, and the other, or I promise myself this, that, and the other. I promise myself I wouldn't be one of those people that go into retirement depending on friends, family, and the government, whatever that means for you. Okay, so that is step number one. This is before you even step into the vehicle of choice. The last thing I want to say on step number 1 too, that if you don't link your big what, your why, to your intrinsic values, then you will probably fail in any business that you take on. And that is really important, because most people don't really stop to think about what's important to them. They're often thinking about what society expects of them, what their friends and family expect of them, what the norm is out there. And they've learnt to pander, I'd say. I'll use that word. They've learnt to pander to what other people's needs are, instead of saying, yeah, but what do I really want to do? What really rings my bells? And this brings me to point number 2. Just give me a sign if some of this is relating to you. This is starting to open your mind. If you like the idea of having a big chief aim and a declaration, because without one, it is hard going. I will not sit here and say business is easy. I know, because I've had 14 of them. But here comes the signs now, These are the things that I wish I'd have known about, Going into step number 2, what unique service, now this is a biggie, write this down. What unique service do you want to bring to the world? Now, when I say unique service, each of us are born with intrinsic gifts, talents, and ideas that are our life purpose, that we are naturally gifted in, that we would want to bring to the world. So it could be a personal talent, such as you could be a songwriter, you could be a performer, a specialized teacher, a healer, a great problem solver, an educator, a master at business, sales, speaking, and serving others, just to give you an idea. Write down what your unique gifts and talents are, and that if you knew you could not fail, what would you love to bring to the world and serve others with for the rest of your life? Now, I had never asked myself that when I was thinking about starting business. When I was very young, I just wanted to get in and make the money. Never once did I stop and think about, well, how am I going to feel about this each and every day? And I know that's why I failed so many times, is because I was doing the business for the wrong reasons. I wasn't asking myself, well, is this something that I'm great at? Is this something that I'm talented at? Is this something that really inspires me? So that I don't need external motivation, I need just internal inspiration, because there is a massive, massive difference. I'm just leaning into the camera. So if you knew you could not fail, what service, write this down, what service, idea, need, or want would you love to bring to others? And here's a big one. This is what a lot of people don't think about. It must be a service, a gift, a talent, a product, an idea that people want, not necessarily need. And I learnt this a long time ago when I was a personal trainer. I used to try and motivate people to wanting to come in and lift weights and train hard and, be fit and healthy. But it didn't take me long to work out they don't want to come in and train hard. They don't want to lift heavy weights. They don't want to get down and give me 20 push-ups. What they wanted was the result. They wanted the vitality. They wanted to fit into their last summer's dress. They wanted to feel trim, taut, and terrific. So see the difference? They needed the training, but they wanted the result. So whatever service or business you want to take to the market, make sure you tap into the wants of the people, not the needs. That is gold right then and there. And it just took me so long to work it out. And so I had to flip my marketing message over to make sure that I was giving the market what they truly wanted. So in a nutshell, my personal training business became very successful because I knew what they wanted to hear. So that's what I would offer them. Trim, taut, terrific, vitality, the feeling of success, feeling attractive, loving what you see when you look in the mirror every day. So just take that on and think about, what are you wanting to take to the market? How are you perceiving your market, and how are you sharing your gifts with the world? Are you tapping into the wants, or you're trying to tap into the needs and taking stuff to the market people don't really want yet? Okay, number 3. Now this is something that I've only learnt to do the last probably 10 years, since really tapping into understanding that I needed to stop chasing that one side of life. I've always wanted the positives without the negatives, and I used to be that person that just thought that life could be one-sided. So here's what I do now when I start thinking about a new business or taking my business to the market. What are the benefits and the drawbacks of starting this new business? So if you already have a business, or you want to begin a new business, and you're just thinking about, okay, what does that look like? You need to stack up quantitatively and qualitatively, so quantity and quality, of the actual benefits and drawbacks to starting this business, but in all the areas of your life. So you would say, well, the benefits are, I'm going to be successful, I want to make a lot of money, I want to live the dream, I want to have more money at the end of the month instead of month at the end of money. You know, I want fame, I want fortune. I don't know what you want out there. But what are the drawbacks to having all that? It might be sacrificing time with your children, sacrificing time with friends, spending less time with people that you want to spend with, saving money, making a forced savings plan, investing into infrastructure, education, mentors and coaches. It's not a drawback, that's really a benefit, that lot. But there are plenty of drawbacks. What's it going to be? What would be the drawback to your love life, your health, your relationships, money, the vocation, and your happiness? There are always an equal amount of drawbacks to business lifestyle than there are benefits. And just give me a sign if you've not heard that before, and if that makes sense, and that really helps. Because here's the problem that I've noticed, along my journey, and for people that I've mentored, again, no pointing the finger, because I have been this person. When you try and avoid the pitfalls, you avoid the drawbacks, then you've got this one-side lopsided view of life, and you begin to fantasize about an illusion that's just not possible. And what happens then, your business life and your personal life begins to be run by your emotions. And give me a sign if you've been in these situations where your emotions get out of control. Like you're frantic, you're manic. One day you're up, one day you're down. One day you're feeling excited, the next day you're feeling anxious, or even moving towards depression. This is what happens when we don't master our emotions and understand there is an actual equal amount of drawbacks to benefits of having a business and starting a business. And when I realized that, and I started to write them out, I physically wrote them out, I found that I was more calm, I was more centered, I was more inspired from within, and I began to feel more clarity around my purpose, what I want to achieve. And what this did for me, ladies, is help me set more realistic goals. This alone, just knowing this, really took away the angst that I felt inside about starting a business and knowing what to do. And this is before I even chose the vehicle that I wanted to step into. Because you are going to have the drawbacks of business. There is no such thing as making money, being successful, living the lifestyle that you think about, dream about, without paying the price in some form or another. There's just no such thing. And anyone who tries to tell you that life can be just that one direction is not sharing the truth. It is not the truth of the universe. It's just not the way it works. So I'm going to be straight up front and say it. I'm one of these mentors who I just say the truth. I speak it, and I hope that if you're tuned into this podcast that you are okay with that, because as I said, it's real, it's raw, it's based on real life experience and stories. And this is the reason that I have had years and years and years of frustration in my business, is because I was always just looking for that one-sided illusion. And then what happens from that? Give me a sign if this has been you. I beat myself up. I think I'm too dumb. I think that everybody else can have success and I can't. I didn't feel worthy enough. I used to think, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Do you ever feel like that as well? Have you ever gone down this path and beat yourself up, stressed to the eyeballs because you've set unrealistic goals on yourself and others to achieve success? Is it just me? I don't think it's just me. And so if you want to avoid that, I call it that roller coaster of emotion, once you start to think about this before you step into the vehicle, you will absolutely be more centered and more present with your thoughts, more in control of your emotions, so that you can move forward in a more, what's the word I'd use, in a more calm way. I like being calm. Doesn't happen all the time, but I like the idea of it. Okay, step number 4. Give me a sign, ladies and guys. If you're watching this on the outside, again, welcome. I hope you are getting many golden nuggets, but give me a sign or a symbol or a love heart or something if you are getting some value from this. You are taking down many notes and really starting to think about your business lifestyle, where you are, where you want to get to, and bridging that gap, and if this is really helping you. Just give me a sign so I know I'm on the right track. And again, for my ladies inside my community, if I can see any questions or comments coming through, I'll respond to them at the end of this podcast. Okay, moving along, number 4. What price are you prepared to pay to achieve success? There's never an up without a down. There's never a positive without a negative. I am going to say it every single time because most people think they can get one thing without the other. There's no such thing. So for me, I had to be willing to sacrifice quite a few things. And I'll share with you just my journey a little bit and what I was prepared to do. When we first started out, we were surrounded by amazing people, but not everybody believed in us. Not everybody got our dream, and not everybody wanted to see us become successful. Now I'm referring to my husband and myself. And so the decision that we had to make, and I say, what price are you prepared to pay? Well, the decision I had to make was, am I going to stay small, play small, allow my life to be led by what other people thought I should do, or am I going to make the decision and be in control of my own destiny? And so for us, we needed to shed some friends that were not conducive to be around for our success. We needed to move to different environments. We certainly were prepared to give up a lot of our free time, having fun, going on holidays, missing events, because we were dedicated and committed to our success. And the question is, you've got to ask yourself, what price am I willing to pay? Now, some of you will have children and you will need to be doing maybe a full-time job while you are getting your business started up and running, or in those early days, in those early years, sacrificing time with those you love the most. And for some of you, that will be partners, great friends, your children, but it's how you deliver and it's what you say to them. And, for us, we would say to friends and family, for a short moment in time, we won't be able to see you as much because we just have a few things that we want to achieve in our life and we are giving it our everything. And some people will understand and then some won't. And here's the thing, you then have to make that decision. Are your dreams more important than other people's opinions? Society's view of you? Because some of you that have a family, have children, you will be judged by your friends saying, you know, what are you doing? You're supposed to be a stay-at-home mum. How can you run a business? How can you have it all? You're being selfish. Has anybody ever been called selfish on your way to living your dream lifestyle? I know I have countless times. People have pointed the finger and said, Amanda Jane, you are so selfish. Well, yes, I am. And that goes back to self-love, self-committed. Do you love and respect yourself? Because I always say, success is your responsibility. Creating wealth and freedom is your responsibility for yourself, your family, your future, your retirement. And, you know, how are you going to respond when people call you selfish, point the finger and tell you what you should be doing, what society expects of you? And these are the things that most people don't think about when they're thinking about starting the business journey. And when that time comes and they're getting the naysayers, the people who are judgmental, saying what you should do, what you could do, what, you know, putting their views on you, how are you going to cope with that? How are you going to respond? And these are things, and this is why, you know, you have your journal. You must write down your declaration, your what and your why. And when people used to say to me, you are so selfish, you know, or don't you want to hang out with us anymore? Do you think you're too good for us now, Amanda? I would always think about my big reason why. And the criticism that you may get along this path is less painful than the idea of success. It was for me, and my question is it for you? And that's the price you're willing to pay, because sometimes you don't even know where it's going to come from. Sometimes the people you love the most will not be your biggest support group. And so, you know, this is the truth of business. This is the journey that I've been on for most of my life. But hey, at the end of the day, you've got to ask yourself, are the voices on the inside stronger and louder than the opinions and the voices on the outside? That quote from one of my mentors, Dr. John DeMartini. You know, and I always ask myself, who's got the control over my life? The outside influence or the inside inspiration? Isn't that a great question, ladies? I'm just moving in. Someone's saying, yes, I totally relate. I feel like a total failure and thought everyone else had a successful business. Business is a journey. Life is a journey. But when you truly begin to master your emotions, and I think that's what this whole podcast that I'm so inspired to share with the world is, mastering your emotions, mastering self, because you are the business. And when you begin to master yourself, you begin to more easily master your business and your success and your results. So let's now move on to point number 5. I'm not too far away from being on time today, ladies. Give me a sign if you're still with me and you're finding this valuable and inspirational. Oh, the great thing is, girls, it's not too noisy here today. It is beautiful, and I don't know what you dream about, but for me, since I was very, very young, my freedom to live life on my own terms, a life by design, is all I ever wanted. And right now we are sailing, as most of you know, around the Great Keppel Islands, which is the part of the Great Barrier Reef here in Australia. And I always wanted to start a business that I could be anywhere, anytime, sharing my knowledge and my wisdom, doing this, empowering others to do the same from the back of the boat. and today this is the first podcast that I've actually done live from the back of the boat. This is the dream that I've been thinking about for the last year and a half, and today I'm actually living it. And hopefully you're enjoying it, because next week when I get on this podcast, I won't be sitting here. I'll be somewhere else sailing around on the boat, doing what I want to do. And so that was my big why. So be dead sure what your big why is. Good stuff. Okay. Point number 5, before you pick the freedom vehicle. Now, I do want to just go back and just make sure I'm looking at my notes here to make sure I don't miss anything. Just let me jump in. Before I made a point, just let me go back half a sec, about being an intrapreneur. Let me just explain what that is. An intrapreneur is someone, and there's some of you on this call, some of you listen to this podcast, that you're thinking, well, yes, I want to be successful in life. I want to live life on my own terms. I want to have, no ceiling on the amount of money that I want to create in my life. I want to be empowered. I want to be financially successful. Being an intrapreneur means you can live your purpose or share your gifts and talents within somebody else's business. Now, for years and years, my own brother was an intrapreneur within my business. He was very, very successful. He didn't have a lid on his income earning potential. And right now, my beautiful sister Carmel, who most of you know is our incredible support guru inside our select community, is what I call an intrapreneur. Carmel has the freedom. She has no lid on her earning capacity, yet her love of the things that she really loves to do, the things that are inspiring for her the most, is what she can do inside my business. Some people out there are just not cut out or just not interested in starting their own business, but they can thrive and shine under somebody else's umbrella. So I just want to make that clear, that there's no wrong, no right. It's just what is right for you. And don't sit there thinking, oh my God, I don't have my own business. Is something wrong with me? No, not everyone is cut out for this journey. So you can either have it within somebody else's own company or your own company. So I just wanted to make that clear. Because one of my ladies inside my community were talking about that this morning. So point number 5 on this podcast today, the most important point I want to make: be, do, and have. Please write that down. To have success in business life, in every area of life, it comes down to be, do, and have. What does that mean exactly? Because most people have it the wrong way around. They want the success up front without doing the necessary parts that go along with success. So the first one is be. Become the person who attracts success. You will not enjoy success, attract success in money, in happiness, in freedom, in any part of your life until you become the person that attracts it. You see, most people try and chase down success. They try and chase down money. But the thing is, success and money can outrun you. It can outrun me. So how do you get success? How do you get the money into your hands or into your bank account? You become empowered so that you see opportunity. You attract opportunity mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Because as I said a moment ago, you are the business. And so what I would say, and this is what I've done for all of my life, invest into your knowledge, invest into skill, invest into mentors, to coaches, mastermind community, which I'm going to be talking about in another podcast, so that you can fast track it. You will never achieve success going it alone. What you can achieve inside the right mastermind with the right coach and mentor in 1 year would take you a lifetime trying to go it alone. And here's the difference between coaches and mentors. Many coaches have skills that are learned, whereas and they're fabulous. I'm not saying there's any right or wrong, because I call myself a coach and a mentor. A mentor is someone who's been there, been in the trenches, and can speak from true experience. So always invest into coaches and mentors who have the results that you are looking for. That is the biggest golden nugget that I've always taken away when I am looking for guidance and support in business. The second part of that equation, do the necessary inspired actions based on enthusiasm, not external motivation. Think about the business that you're in. Where are you right now? Ask yourself this question and be truthful to yourself, because I've had to ask myself this so many times and the answer has not always been what I'd hoped. If you need outside motivation, like cracking the whip, someone hounding you, someone cajoling you, someone almost forcing you to do the necessary tasks of what it takes to be successful in business, you are in the wrong vehicle. If you are not intrinsically inspired, intrinsically enthusiastic, you cannot wait to jump in and serve people, you are in the wrong vehicle. And I'll just say it up front. If you are in the right vehicle, you have the right plan, you have the right mindset, you have the right mentors, you have the right coaches. All you need is guidance and support to fast track it, to bridge the gap. You don't need a crack, you need inspiration, yes, but not motivation. I really hope you got that. And if this is new for you, I hope you are riding fast, because I can honestly say from my own experience of the 14 different businesses, 3 have been very, very successful. Actually 4 out of 14 have been very, very successful, and only those 4 was I inspired and enthusiastic from the inside. The rest of them, I needed a whip cracked over me. I needed motivation day in and day out, because I just had